Hello Sharon, happy Thursday to you too. I am trying to make my post on Instagram, but it is not cooperating. Art of Be Cute. There we go. Gosh. Alright, so let's try adding a sticker. Let's go live. So when I was doing it before, yeah, weird. Let's make comics. Alright, there we go. Jeez Louise. Alright, first of all, I need Instagram being all Instagrammy, yes. To say the least. It was... Well, let's see what my little piece of paper says here today. Get through it. Elicit a few wows today. Put your game face on. Be unstoppable. I got a lot of them today. Go get it. High five yourself. Conquer today. Oh, that's... Usually I only get like maybe 4 to 5. I got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 of them. This is a good little wrapper. But yeah, it was, let's see if that actually posted. Alright, that posted, so let's just close that. So I was trying to make my Instagram announcement, and I usually do a couple stickers and then a link, and it wasn't allowing me to move the sticker around, and then when I added a link, the link would disappear, so I had to discard and try it again, and it worked the second time, which was good. But it's kind of, sometimes it just gets funky. And recently I've been noticing, like, I'll get, if I watch a story, and I tap a reel that somebody's posted to watch it, I'll get stuck in the reel carousel thing. I won't have any back buttons or out buttons, and I effectively have to exit out of the app and then close in the all apps window, close everything down in order for Instagram to work again, which is not the best. Yeah, I guess it is what it is. Let's see, what's my, alright, we need to have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. It was giving me issues last night when I tried to post multiple pics. Yeah, it's just, I think it's just having issues. I mean, there was another issue that I thought was unique probably to my phone, I guess, or my app version. I still haven't seen that location thing, and I am still watching vigilantly for it. I haven't gotten it yet, so maybe they saw the I'm wondering if they didn't see the backlash on it and they slowed their roll on that. Jack, hello, welcome. Good to see you. So I'm not sure why it's taken me so long to come up with this particular comic. Come on now. There we go. But we're going to do a little Jaws tribute today. Oops. I want to show my edges. And then I'm going to need a numero 5. and I'm gonna leave that. I was wondering where last time I joined, we're still streaming on Twitch. Oh gosh. Yeah, no. I moved from Twitch to Behance over to YouTube. Behance was doing their thing, well, Adobe effectively was doing their thing that they used to do on Twitch on their own streaming platform, which was Behance, but then they shut that down, and I moved back to YouTube because I didn't really want to move back to Twitch. Alright, so I want to make... Nah, it's alright. This is alright. Ooh, that was a big ear. I need to make her smaller. Hey Catherine, welcome to the stream. I hope you're having a good day today. I'm going to make my window coverings a little bit less. Good that you still have the Twitch page and all the social stuff up there. Got here because of it. Oh gosh. Twitch, Insta, YouTube. Oh wow, okay. Yeah, I think I'll have to update that. If that's the pathway, that's good to know. I'm gonna have to make her smaller. She's hiding behind the... Alright, so the narration in this one is assemble the floops, Miss Boop. this batch is going in the oven, and we need our something like this new batch is about ready. It's just going in the oven. She says, Roger. And then she goes and she tweets out the window. And it's a beautiful, lovely sound. And then she, waits expectantly. And then there's a massive rumbling and a floofing. Maybe I'll have a floofing. Just a pleasant floofing here that turns into a rumble. And then she comes back to Granny Bear and says, we're going to need a bigger batch of cookies. So it's a play on the you're going to need a bigger boat. How are the cats? Oh, they're good. They're good. Coconut is actually sleeping right beside me. Tuxie is, I'm sure, sleeping someplace else. Momo is unfortunately no longer with us. She passed in 2019. I don't know. Gosh, it's been such a long time. So yeah. EL passed in late 18, I believe. So yeah, that was a little sad. Very sad, actually. God, that was tough. But yeah, no, they're doing good. They're doing good. Hey Aiden, welcome to the stream. Good to see you. So what I'm doing now is just the... Oh, whoops, I forgot an important step. I'm getting the sketch out so I can come in and do my line art over the top. And, I never really brought back I had at one point, I think 3 cameras that if I did traditional work, I had one pointed down, I had one face cam, and then I had a cat cam. And then once the cat cam died, I didn't replace it. I probably should. That would be... Well, I feel like it's so, like... It's always hit and miss with her, but lately she's been on my desk a lot, so maybe I'll bring the cat cam back. I need to get one that I can just angle up there and then plug into my USB extender, I think. Oh, I'm so sorry, Jack. How old was Zorro? Aiden, yes, thumbnail, yes, that's the word I was looking for. Things out of there. Alright, now I can go through and make my frames. He was 11, only had him for 5 years. Oh, goodness. But he got ill and everything went very fast. Anyway, let that not remove the joy of the... Aww. Cat cam gives extra views. I know, right? I gotta click farm that for the... She's click farmable, too. She does her... Especially when she sleeps on her back. She's definitely he's definitely good for that. There's gotta be. I still even have the setup. I've hidden the kitty cam because I don't have an input for it. There's gotta be one that I could just set up probably on a clamp to point down at her little mat. You could have that in the corner over there. Watch, I get the kitty cam and she'll give up sleeping on my desk when I stream. But yeah, I remember I used to stream cat cam for my friends on Discord. Aw, that's great. No, I remember I used to have that bingo card, and I had I know I had spots for double kitty cam, for catching, and I think there was once where we caught all 4 of them on stream at one time, and that would have been Momo, Fat, EL, and Tuxie. And I think there was one time where we did, and then we had triple kitty cam, and then without a kitty cam, after all, who's going to supervise a supervisor? Indeed, indeed. If only we had some way. Well, I could do. I'm sure that there is. What is it? Streamlabs? I know that there were ways for on Twitch for chat to interact and kind of. Oh shoot, I don't remember any of that stuff. I had a wheel that I had set up that you could roll. I could do something like I could do belly scritchies and stuff like that. I think what would be the best angle. I've got a clamp on this corner with a light that I never use, and I bet that could fit into a camera, and having that pointed down would probably cover a good amount of the space where she usually kind of flops out. I'm using regular OBS, the standalone desktop. I'm not using Streamlabs OBS. And I think my version is wildly out of date because I am a mule and refuse to update anything. I'm sure that there is a good... Well, I mean, even C920s these days aren't that bad. I mean, I remember when it was $200 to get a decent webcam. A kitty cam that I had was really good. It was kind of, it looked like one of those positionable lamps, and you just kind of pointed it down. But something happened with him that it kind of pixelated and turned green, so I was like, yeah, you're dead. There's no fixing you. It works, it works. It does work. feel like I need her face to be over here. Maybe a little bit more. And maybe a little bit more. There we go. And now that I feel like her little under eye baggies are odd. Oh, because that eye is a little too big. Ooh. Okay, let's just redraw this eye. By the way, what's your name? My name is Christy. If you are I also go by Laugh, for Laugh Haha for my Twitch, and Behance Streaming, that was my handle over there. Alright, let's see. I think she needs to be holding the tray up a little bit, and maybe out a little bit. Maybe this tray is a little big. There we go. Jelly, hello! Which graphic tab are you using right now? I'm using a Cintiq 24 HD. I think, I'm pretty sure. I'm pretty sure it's 24. It's, I got it in 2019, I believe, late 2019. So, it's been a very solid tablet. And I believe that this is the stylus. They've come out with a new stylus. So when I got mine, this was the newest stylus. This was like the Stylus Pro 2, I think. And since that, they've come out with, I believe, a third one. We're gonna group this tray of cookies and cookie dough. Oh, come now. Don't be difficult. Now let me do this with a draw. There we go. As far as other tablets that I've used and have experience with, I have a iPad Pro. I believe it's a 13, and I believe it was also a 2019, but I got it like in late 2020, and they hadn't updated the model yet. So I've had that one for quite a few years as well, and I really love it. It's I'm trying to remember the capacity on it. I don't think it's abnormally large. I got it at Costco, so it wasn't like, you know, wildly upgradable or anything. But if you're looking for a tablet solution, I would definitely consider that one, especially if you enjoy or have tried Procreate. That's a good option as well. Pineapple on pizza. Hey Har, welcome to the stream. We're not going to let the pineapple on pizza go, by the way. I think it's funny too how pizza loyalty plays out, because I've got, I've tried a ton of different slices. I even, tried a hole in the wall classic New York slice in New York, but I'm still loyal to my hometown pizza joint, Arnie's, the best pizza ever. And funny enough, I don't think I've ever tried a Hawaiian pizza from, I don't think they do it. Of course they do it, they have to. It's always just sausage or pepperoni, or, well, when I was little, I would only eat the cheese pizza. But GB, these cookies are a little bit close, but we're not going to judge you. We're not going to judge you because GB knows best. And of course, her cookies are going to turn out perfectly. I really like your work. Are you self-taught? Yeah, I'm self-taught. Pretty much I started daily drawing back in 2015, and pretty much taught myself how to do all of this, from comics to starting animation as well. Chocolate dip bacon. I don't believe I've tried that. I have tried chocolate covered popcorn, however, and that is excellent. That has my full endorsement. Oh, speaking of chocolate covered popcorn, I tried, so Buc-ee's is a Texas thing. It's hard to explain. Well, it is kind of hard to explain because it's a gas station, but it's like if Walmart and a gas station had a baby. But then also it's a small business, so they have their whole claim to fame was like the cleanest bathrooms, and you walk in there and it's like a chamber and you've got like 40 bathrooms and they've got the lights above it. Anyway, they have all of their like branded food and stuff in there, and recently they came out with this chocolate drizzled caramel corn, and oh my goodness, I didn't really pay attention to the bag when I first picked it up. I was like, oh, chocolate covered popcorn, that will be fun. And I didn't realize it was caramel corn, so it was like a bonus, and it was lovely. Avocado and brownies. I have actually used avocado oil as a replacement for, the vegetable oil to make brownies, and it works quite well. The oil is neutral, and it's not bad at all. I use avocado oil when I need a high smoke point oil that, with my taste buds like party and fight at the same time. Party and fight. I like that. I want to enjoy my food, but I also want to do battle. Chocolate and bacon. You know, I bet it is because, you know, I seem to remember, like when the cupcake craze was going several years ago, they were throwing out all these wild flavors, and I think it was in Seattle. I was at Cupcake Royale, and they had a couple of bacon flavor cupcakes, and I feel like the one that it was like a maple. I didn't try it. I tried the lavender one, which was good, but it really didn't. The lavender didn't come through much. But they had, as I recall, I think a chocolate bacon, or I know it was definitely a maple bacon, but I think that there was another one there as well. I feel like I have misjudged my proportions here on Boop. Do I need that? I think that'll work, but I do need to push our eyes closer together. There we go. And let's make this a little bit smaller too. Something wonky about, there we go. Just wanted to smooth that corner of her mouth out. Today's Waterloo is Guy Fieri's Flavor Town Lemon Italian Ice, which is actually really good. There are like 3 flavors that they did in conjunction. This guy. Alright, assemble the flutes. Yes, her name is Lady Boop, or Miss Boop, as G calls her. Make this text bigger so you can actually read it. And now I need to make this dialogue sound not awkward. Some of the fruits in the sleep and batch of cookies will be ready shortly. Here we go. And the center. Roger, what's your vector, Victor? Roger. Okay. All right. Flutes assemble, yes. Like, that's a bit better. I like to leave some room for the text to breathe. Where's Pete? Pete is probably sleeping in his bed. He rarely comes into my office, only if he needs something. And needs something is either to go outside or have a belly rub. Or sample my lunch. He'll do that sometimes too. He must do quality control on all cheese. It's funny because he kind of knows this is this is Coconut's domain mostly. Tuxie comes in here a little bit, but mostly it's bean territory. I think there was one time when he came in here and he actually was on stream. No, that's a good. I really should click farm. You're gonna help me click farm, Coconut. You agree? So as long as my dinner is never late. All right. Whoops. I need like a dough bowl, something over here to populate the counter. Maybe there's a spoon here. Just a little something. And then I'll do behind them maybe cabinets or something. All right, save. And one thing I need to do here is bring this forward, and I'm going to erase. So if I draw the curtains once, I should be able to copy and paste it over. Sure, I have my curtains level here. I don't want to make them perfect copies of one another, but I also don't want to like have them all wonky. I'm wondering if I want to show, like, because the windows, this is a window, and so do I show the frame and show the frame of the window kind of open, or is it a little bit much? Kind of, I don't think that information is necessary. If I go out a little bit, you'd see the window open here. But that's unnecessarily zoomed out because the focus is on her and her reactions. So that is going to be and I'm just gonna group these curtains so I can copy and paste them my other frames. like she's kind of smoking a cigarette. It's not good. That's what a dog whistle looks like, but I don't want to use, what would a flute whistle look like? Let me just take a little, let's just take a little look here. Dog. Yeah, it's like a, that's kind of what I want, but there's the classic whistle, but I think that one's a little bit annoying. Okay, that's okay. I could do like a, just has that notch as the whistle hole. It's like, could be a tin whistle. Those look like you can actually play them. Let me revise my search for tin whistle. Those are kind of cute. So it has a little mouthpiece, and it's like a tiny flute, but it's not a flute. Aha. Mouthpiece, blade, window. That's where the air goes through fingernails. Okay. Tin whistle versus recorder. Recorder is bigger. It has a, I think it has more depth of sound. Alright, so I think that's what I'll do. Where'd my pen go? There we go. So let's draw a little whistle. Guessing that could be, I mean, that's enough. This is so tiny that I just need there to be enough information that the reader can know this is a whistle. little exaggerated. I need to make her a little smaller. I need the tweet, I need the sound effects and all of that to be here. And I feel like I don't have the proportion on her body. Right. I feel like maybe her body should be more up. Actually, no, I don't. I think what is wrong is the proportion of her features. A little bit bigger. Actually, no, I will not. That looked weird. I'm getting fish face. It's kind of maybe if I keep it simple. That's actually a little bit better. I like the simple, just little. And maybe if I make her not like that. Not like that. All right, comic is coming along nice. Thank you, Jack. Yeah, these next frames are going to go really quick because it's essentially just her expression changing because she's, and then sound effects and kind of an amplification of those. We're going to do a cursive tweet because that's lovely. Unfortunately, I don't know if that's horribly legible. Oh, I think I'll have to make my point size a little smaller. Let's try my tweet again. Ooh, I like that. That looks fancy. Let's, instead of writing it again, I'm going to go in here and just fix where Illustrator decided not to listen to me. Thank you so much, Jelly Vector. I'm glad you're enjoying it. Hearts and sparkles. What's a lovely tweet without some hearts and sparkles and music notes? That was a good one. Ooh, I'm gonna duplicate that. That was a good one. All right, let's get rid of that ugly one. Let's use this one. Smaller. Oops. I want to add some little flourishes. Now I'm judging this one and I don't like it, so let's fix it. Oh no. Yeah, let's pass one. Whenever I draw music notes, I always think of the high note Warner Brothers Looney Tunes short where the one music note gets drunk. He wanders into the little brown jug sheet music, gets drunk, and then the conductor of the Blue Danube has to wrangle him. If you've never seen that short, I would highly recommend it. It's so funny, and if you have any type of music or instrument inclination, if you've played anything, I think that makes it even funnier. Exclamation point? I don't think so. Tweet. Alright, and let's save. let's bring this down and 30%. And move over, hit save again. So all I need to actually group it. And then she's going to wait expectantly, and there'll be some floop, 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 like they're kind of floofing along. And then the floofing will become a rumble. And she'll be like, oh no. Oh, I'm gonna do an oh no. Good opportunity for an oh no. Alright, and I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to leave that grouped, and then I'm just going to start drawing her. Oh, I like that shape, but let's fix that little booger. Let's do this. Maybe like, oh, good. They're responding. And we're going to group those two. I'm going to undo this. Very expectantly. And then she's going to get worried. How do you come up with unique comic ideas, and what's your brainstorming process like before you create vectors? Oh, that's a really good question. So oftentimes, well, okay, my ideal brainstorming comic writing process is making use of my webcomic notebook and having kind of a archive of ideas, or just kind of like a constant flow and practice of writing down ideas, even if it's just a word dump. And I've done that before, and I've been immensely grateful that I've done that, but I've gotten out of that practice, unfortunately, and so now I'm just kind of coming up with the comics as I need to make them. So, for example, this is going to be tomorrow's post, so ideally I would not like to be that close on what I need to draw when I need to draw it and have many more ideas. So that being said, like this comic specifically, I wasn't sure what I was going to draw this morning, and then I went into the kitchen to get my coffee, and there was a mug in there that was a Jaws mug, and on the back of it it says you're going to need a bigger boat, and from that famous scene in the movie, and that, you know, made a light bulb go off, and I was like, oh, that would be a perfect, you know, why haven't I thought of that before, because I love Jaws, and I thought it would be a perfect scenario to parody with Granny Bear baking cookies, and, you know, them calling the floofs in to try the cookies, and then more floofs come in there expecting, and Boop goes in and tells Granny Bear she's going to need a bigger batch as opposed to a bigger boat. So that was the parody and idea there. But usually what I do is I start sometimes with a word dump, or if I'm having like a brainstorm, I'll clear everything off my desk, I'll get my idea book out, and I will start writing things down. And actually, let me just grab it without yanking my headphones out. My webcomic idea book. This is one of them. So this is an example of a brainstorming session, and I was trying to do, at this point in time, I was trying to sit down every day and do like a 30-minute session. And so I have my date here, and I have, you know, the start of the ideas. And then, so some of these I would have like a title idea, and then I do a rough description. And then let me find an example of a word dump, because yeah. And then some of these I don't know if you can see it, but that line there, this is kind of a series that once I started getting ideas, I was like, ooh, that could branch out to a really cool series. So I have all of these arrows going everywhere. I have a word dump. I was so on top of it. Goodness gracious. I need to get back to doing this. Shame on me. Let's see, where's a good word dump? Yeah, these are more of me laying out different series. I'll write, I'll do the poetry in these. So that is how ideally I'd like the process to go, but usually now it just goes into my regular notebook. I do a rough sketch, kind of a thumbnail of the frames and any expression notes or comedy beat notes, or if it's like a Pudge comic, I will probably write out, because usually his are poetry, and I write out the full rhyme and thought and then map out the thumbnails. But as far as where I get the ideas, they can come from anywhere. So again, a coffee cup inspired this one, and Jaws. And other ones, I've done a couple of Lord of the Rings inspired ones. My series on Coconut with her Meowzilla is kind of my tribute to Calvin and Hobbes and Spaceman Spiff, where Calvin imagines himself as this this space traveler that gets into all of these, you know, swashbuckling adventures, and I kind of have Coconut's character, you know, imagining herself as this larger-than-life Godzilla cat that conquers everything that she, you know, sets her mind to. And so that was kind of where that was inspired. But really a lot of it comes from, I would have to say, remixing my influences, like again, Calvin and Hobbes, Garfield, Snoopy. I have a whole series of comics that are a parody of when Charlie Brown and his friends would be kind of just pontificating at this wall in the schoolyard. So I have a wall and where my characters go, and I kind of poke a little fun at it because the wall is sentient, and so it knows that it's a good place to have ideas, and you know, the characters recognize it, and so it gets decorated at various points of the year. And so it's just, it kind of, I think probably if you have a slice of life comic or intentions to make one like this, it's more important than ever to have a constant source or font of ideas, or rather inputs and influences to fill your cup that you can draw from. Because if you just drawing and drawing and drawing and not filling it up, your well is going to run dry. And what I mean by that is, like, you know, doing the things you enjoy that inspire you. And for me, that's, you know, reading books, it's going out in nature, it's watching animated movies or animated TV series that I love or grew up watching. It's always keeping my eyes open and watching everywhere for possible ideas and influences. I've, you know, whenever I go walking in the local park here, I always come back with a ton of ideas. And it's just something about, you know, changing it up, being away from my desk where I usually am at, or in front of a monitor, or in front of a tablet, whatever. That switch up helps bring the ideas as well. As far as before I start creating vectors, I've made my vector process as close to traditional art as I can, which is, you know, I'm using the blob brush here, and I really see that as the closest tool I can get to a traditional drawing experience, like with a brush pen or something like that. And so I don't really have to, I mean, I do have to plan some, because constructing scenes in Illustrator is pretty different than say Photoshop or a raster program. If you look here, if I jump out, I only have 2 layers, and really I really only have 1 active layer that I work on. But if you expand this down, I've got everything in groups, which helps me organize. So I think in Illustrator, my groups function how a lot of people use layers in Photoshop or other raster programs. It's an organizational feature that I use, and I group frame and then scene and then characters. So I kind of have that. I'm not actively thinking about it, but I've done it so much that it is kind of second nature. And so that's just how I set up each frame, so I can potentially deploy it to a bunch of different mediums, which is one of the reasons why I've stuck with Illustrator for so long, is these are size independent. I could blow it up to the size of a building and it would be as crisp as it is on an 8.5 by 11. And I don't have to worry about that technical issue. And also, I mean, it doesn't matter so much now, but back years ago, the files were a lot smaller than doing something in Photoshop. So, but yeah, that's how I kind of go about the process of, you know, first coming up with the ideas, getting into a habit of idea making. That will help you tremendously if you devote the time to doing that, because the worst thing is having a deadline up here and having a blank page here and just your mind is blank. But to a lesser degree, you'll have that problem if you do a continuous story, like a traditional graphic novel, because you've got the process and what's going to happen, and your next page is right there in front of you. You just have to map it out. You don't have that question of, what do I even put on this page? You've got it in your story, which is already hopefully written. But yeah, I hope that answers. I know that was a long soliloquy, but monologue, rather. Is she? Yeah, she needs to be smaller. Same size. Thanks so much for the info. I'm really impressed and happy with. Oh, I'm glad. Getting late on my end in Asia. Oh my goodness. Oh, thank you so much for stopping by, Jelly. I hope you have a wonderful rest of your night. My next stream is going to be on Tuesday. So I do Tuesdays and Thursdays around... I start around 11 to noonish Central Standard Time. And I also do announcements on my streams on Twitter and Instagram if you follow me there. she's gonna do this, and then she's gonna put the, I'm gonna call it the tweeter down, and I guess naturally, because I want some expression in where she's holding it, because I want her to be like perky and excited right here, and then she's like, oh no, here. So I want her hands kind of to go a little slack, I guess. Maybe it'll just be like this. And then it goes down like this when she's like, oh no. Let's delete that. And I'm gonna go ahead and move the little footers. Just want to get this. I think that'll be good, but I need to make the line art a little more robust, I think. Dee, hello, welcome to the stream. Good to see you. I hope you're doing well today. I just stopped by to cheer you on. I'm out of office today, hoping all is well. Oh, thank you so much for stopping by. I hope you're having a good out of the office day. I am not happy with this one. Oh, let's see what I'm gonna. Let's see what this one says. Okay, today on this one, my first one is really good. We've got the logo, pep talk in every drop. Oh, it's this one. Turn can do into can did. I like that one. Dust off and get up. March forward. Go for it. Get back in the game. And I've got like 70%. I'm thinking you survived tougher, but, I'm not going to count that as one because it's half cut off. Pretty good one. Not as good as the first, but still good. I mean, I think what I'll do with her legs here is I'm going to send them to the back. but make them 50%. $11:46 here in Kerala. Oh wow, heading to sleep. Oh, take care, Ed. Thank you so much again for stopping by. I hope you sleep well. And have a wonderful weekend too. All right. Erase. Nope. I feel like something's listening to. I just got a Streamlabs email, and I haven't gotten an email from them in ages. There we go. I think I can use, I can like repurpose everything in this. I think that's what I'm going to do. I think that's what I'm going to do. And now the fun part. I'm gonna move this down. She'll be like, I won't have to draw much. Gotta get the expression just right. Think this straight. Redo the maybe that one. Maybe that one with too high eyebrows, like, oh no. Maybe that's a better oh no. I think I got it. All right, now I need to bring this back together. Ariana, hello! Welcome to the stream. Good to see you again. Whoops. Come on. You're just in time for an oh no. What is this little bit right here? This little bit right here. What are you? And then I need to erase this to show just a little bit at the top. Gonna do a rumble. I want my letters to be shaky, it's hard to make them shaky. There we go. What if I layer this? No. Okay, let's go into final. Save. Alright, so this is what we've got here. Some of the flute. Okay, so the title of this one is called The Bigger Batch. And GB says, assemble the floofs, Miss Boop. This batch of cookies will be ready shortly. And she says, Roger. And she goes to the window and she blows her little tin whistle and it goes beep. And then she waits expectantly and she sees some floofs are approaching. And then the floofing turns into a rumble as more and more floofs approach. And then the final one is, you're gonna need a bigger batch of cookies. TV, we're gonna need a bigger batch of cookies. I'm just gonna put that here. It's a good tweet. So unassuming, so simple. I like the shape of this mouth, but I need to, I think, I'd like the top to be I have not grouped anything. Here we go. We're gonna need a bigger boat. That down, that's good. And I was gonna make GB surprised, but I think it would be more appropriate for her to be giggling kind of knowingly. She did it on purpose. Face a little bit. This ear is bugging me. Actually, this whole side of her face is bugging me because it's not quite right. There we go. And now her ear is bugging me again because now it's sliding off her head. Not right. This, I'm going to drop it down. Start over here. And over here. There we go. That's a little better. Yes, maybe. Okay, except now it's really big. And now I need to do this one. All right. And now let's bring this forward, and I'm going to erase what I don't need. And now I'm going to group. And line art is done. I'm probably going to use some of just non-line art background elements like shelves, and in the kitchen I'll have probably kitchen cabinet type, but just vague shapes. And that'll add a little bit more behind here, but I just wanted to focus the line art mainly on the action and what's going on in here. So let me go ahead and save that and get on the right layer, and I'll go through I could probably make this dialogue box like shorter, but I kind of like assemble the floofs, Miss Boop on one line. Miss Boop looks cute. Yes, she does. She sure does. Alright, so it starts out with, assemble the floofs, Miss Boop. This batch of cookies will be ready shortly. And she says, oh, Roger. And she goes to the window with her little whistle, and she tweets to call the floofs. And then she waits expectantly, and she starts to hear them approaching. And then the approach turns to a rumble, and she goes, oh no. And then the final frame, GB, we're going to need a bigger batch of cookies. I like that. I know a few people will get my Jaws reference. I will be pleased if there are a lot. I feel like this is a little, that text is a little small, but I think it'll be okay. It's not so small you can't read it, so it's just a little bit smaller than I'd like, but it's alright. If I might adjust it, I might not, but I like how it is here. I definitely don't want to break it into 3 lines, so we'll figure it out. But that'll be it for me today. I'm going to go ahead and go to my ending screen. Thank you so much for joining me. This will be tomorrow's comic, so if you want to see how it finishes off, well, how color turns out, be sure to check any of my socials. I post new comics everywhere: Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, and I've got to get back on posting them on TikTok. I've kind of fallen off the TikTok horse again, so I need to get back on that. But yeah, and also on my website, they post in the comics section before everywhere else, actually. So I do that a little bit earlier than other places. But yeah, thank you so much for joining me. Let me go over here. There we go. Oh, I hope you have a great rest of your day too, Sharon, Ariana. Glad you could stop by. I hope you have a great weekend too, Catherine, everybody in chat, my lurkers. Jack, good to see you again. Aiden, I know you've gone to sleep, but thank you again. Dee, thank you for popping in. Jelly as well. All of my lurkers. I hope you guys have a great rest of your day. I will be back on Tuesday. Not sure what project I'll be working on, but it'll be something. I may just do another sketch. I've been enjoying those sketch streams. They're quite nice. I might continue with those. I might come back to animation. We'll see. But yeah, thank you so much for joining me. I hope you have a great rest of your day, and I'll see you next time.